Hi, it is Sunday, May 25th, and thank you for your patience. I was a little bit late. I had to go to the grocery store because we were out of cat food, and I cannot come home with no cat food. So I had to get cat food, cat litter, and two different kinds of cat food. So it's important. So anyway, thank you for your patience. Thanks for understanding. It is Sunday, May 25th. 11:06 a.m. on the east coast of the U.S. That's where we're tuning in from. I'm T. Waldron. This is my cat, Pumpkin. And right, Pumpkin is a senior citizen. She is 16 and a half years old. And I adopted her from someone I used to work with who I worked with seniors. So he passed away. And I got to adopt her. And I'm so excited because I've known her for years. So what a blessing. I read to you from the book, The Life is a Game. Life is a Game and How to Play it. No, The Game of Life and How to Play It. I'm a little overtired. I was up till like 1 o'clock. So it's by Florence Scovel Shinn. She self-published this book in 1925, which was really a cool thing to do. And good morning, by the way, if you just joined us. Hi. This is a little bit of gratitude with attitude. We'll start by doing our breathing. We didn't do that yesterday. So if you have a drink, take a little sip of your drink. Cheers. This is just water, and it's very good. It's good to drink a lot of water because it keeps us hydrated, and we don't think about that enough. So we'll do a little bit of box breathing, which the Marines do, and that is inhaling for 4, holding it, and then exhaling for 4. I just read an article about it, which came up on my feed, which was very ironic. Unless our machines are listening to us, which is probably true. But anyway, it was pretty cool. So we're inhaling, and we're just going to let all the stress go, all the tension, all the negativity, all the fear, let it go. Exhaling. With that exhale, and hold that breath out. Let your lungs completely empty. And then we're going to breathe in. Good morning. Hi, Ryan. We're just doing a little breathing first, then we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, as long as it's rated G. And exhale. This is a little breathing for you, okay? This is taking a few minutes to regulate your nervous system, to find peace, to find your center. And I thought a lot of this stuff was a bunch of baloney before I really got into it, and it's so powerful. And then you're going to exhale. Good. And then you're going to inhale. And then you're going to exhale. If you're not driving, feel free to close your eyes because you can go within. Inhale. We'll do a few more rounds. And try to breathe in through your nose if you can. If you can't, that's okay. And hold it. Let that oxygen go to all your cells, all parts of your body. And then you're exhaling. Let's do one more round of inhaling, cleansing oxygen. And imagine it going to all your cells, healing, bringing you light, bringing you joy. And then exhaling. You can continue that as long as you'd like. And it's a really lovely practice. Our breath is so powerful. So good morning. Hi, Ryan. Yeah, she's pretty big. She's only about I think 10 pounds. She's just kind of fluffy, but she's very lightweight. I think her bones might be hollow. Good morning, Soul Reaper. Very cool. I like your names, guys. Ryan and Soul. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. It is Sunday morning. Hi, Steve. Good morning. So this is just a little time for you to take for yourself. Okay. I know in the world everybody wants your attention and your time, and guess what? It's your choice whether you give it to them or not. And when we're scrolling, and I scroll, it's such an addiction. It's hard not to, right? Hi, Steve. Good morning. Yeah, she is a 16-year-old cat who I adopted about probably, I guess, 3.5 years ago, maybe 4 now. Quite some time ago. Good morning. Exactly. The breathing does help. Yes, when you have anxiety and you found that when you do the breathing technique. Well, you had said this before, I think. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 7. That's really hard to do for me. Like that takes good lung capacity. And then breathe out of your mouth for 8 seconds. Yeah, and that's too many numbers. Like I just do 4, 4, 4, 4. And I find I can remember it, and your breathing probably is more powerful. That's probably, really, and I'm sure you found this to be true. It really does affect how our cells operate, how our body operates, and how we feel. And then and how we feel affects our thoughts. So we have so much more power than we realize. And it's my message to tell people that. Oh, it's 11:11. That's so cool. And I like to look at numbers sometimes. Yeah, it does reset your nervous system. Very cool. I like that. And also pets do. I just did a talk about a couple days ago about how the cat purring can heal. She's so dramatic. Okay, hold on. We gotta just get her in the frame because she's kind of the star. Pumpkin, are you the star? Yeah. Pumpkin, what are you doing? Can you jump back? Can you come back? What do you think? Can you do it? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So the purring, the vibration of the cats is at like I think 50 hertz, and that's been shown to actually lower blood pressure and to heal bones. I mean, wow, what power, right? The one in grounding exercises. Yeah, grounding is good. Okay. Keep it rated G, please. Good morning. So anyway, I'm going to read to you now from the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. She is so cool. And she pretty much takes the Hermetic laws. If you've ever heard of them, that's very popular. It deals with manifestation and the laws of the universe. Okay, we know gravity, right? Okay, so there are other laws very similar to gravity that we don't really study. Okay, thank you. Yeah, please keep it rated G, everybody. I'm here to give you a message from, for yourself. Okay, this isn't anything else. All right. So thank you for respecting that, and I appreciate that. Respect yourself. So I'm on chapter, I think it's 3. It's called The Power of the Word. So she tells a lot of stories in her book. And good morning, everybody. Hi, Vivi and Shiva. Okay, and love of my life. Very, very fun names. Okay, she tells a story. I was with a friend one day who was deep in despair. In crossing the street, she picked up a horseshoe. Immediately, she was filled with joy and hope. She said God sent her the horseshoe in order for her to keep up her courage. It was indeed at that moment about the only thing that could have registered in her consciousness. Her hope became faith, and she ultimately made a wonderful demonstration. I wish to make the point clear that the men previously mentioned, she had told the story were depending on the trinkets alone, while this woman recognized the power behind the horseshoe, and that was God. Okay? Yeah, it's true. So yeah, and she, okay, so I'll continue on because this is really cool. In my own case, now she's going on to say about her own situation. In my own case, it took a long while to get out of that belief that a certain thing that brought disappointment. If this thing happened, disappointment followed invariably. She found that the only way she could make a change in her subconscious was by asserting, there are not two powers, there is only one power, God. Therefore, there are no disappointments, and this thing is a happy surprise. She noticed the change at once, and happy surprises commenced coming her way. So isn't that lovely? She tells another story. I'll do another story tomorrow. But basically, by saying everything is for my good, and sometimes we can't see, sometimes something happens, and we don't know how it's good. I did a video, I think it was like in November. I was driving and following the rules, and somebody cut somebody off in the next lane, and then they came in my lane and pushed me into the oncoming traffic, and I kind of had to come back. And anyway, my car was totaled, and I was lucky to be alive. But I found a way to be grateful about that, and even that day. So that was really, I'm really trying to live these rules, these teachings, because everything does happen for our good, okay? I mean, I was due to get a new car, and they couldn't find the title from the previous, it was a used car, it was new to me. They couldn't find the title from the previous owner, and I had been waiting since September. I left a deposit, and I didn't end up getting the car until I think January. But I had the accident in November. So if I had my new car, it would have been totaled. So I couldn't see the benefit at that time. But now, looking in hindsight, you know, I thank God that I didn't have my new car, because it would have been smashed. Okay, so yeah. Let's see, what would happen in the Old Testament ordinances of the temple were abandoned. Remember the judges, you know, I don't know I don't know that story that well. The presence of God would leave the temple if the ordinances went unobeyed. Okay, so I don't know that specific story. My approach to the Bible is that it tells us the rules of life. You know, the Bible, the Torah, they give us lessons. So it's up to us to learn the lessons. And sometimes if you go specifically too much word for word, it can be maybe the message, you get a different message. So, yeah. So, you know, that's where it's at, you know, is trying to figure out how to get the lessons out of life, out of reading, out of stories, and hopefully even spending time here. I'm hoping it helps you with something you may be going through in your life. So thank you all for tuning in. I've got to go, but this has been really delightful. And please do like and subscribe and sign up for my channel. I do this every day. Tomorrow during the week, it's 8 a.m. Monday through Friday on the East Coast time. And then on Sundays and Saturdays, it's 11 a.m. So yeah, and bless you all. I hope you have a great day. Thank you. So, oh, and what's that? Just say it. What? Turnover 111. I don't know. Somebody was, my lovely assistant was doing hand gestures. Anyway, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful day, and take care. Thank you. Bye, everybody.